Hello, welcome back. It's Kyle. Today is Sunday, January 14th, 2024. And first off, sorry for not getting to talk to you guys yesterday. Hopefully, the footage I uploaded of my flight landing in Chicago at O'Hare makes up for it. But yeah, my family and I sat down and started watching a show called Obliterated on Netflix, and it was an 8-part series. Each episode was about an hour long, and next thing you know, we are completely finished with it. Pretty good show. Nothing to write home about. Lots of unnecessary nudity, but it's meant to be funny. So definitely not a family-friendly show by any means. But still, for adults, it's worth a watch if you're bored. But yeah, so I didn't want to interrupt that. Some things are more important than uploading videos to YouTube. And spending time with your family is definitely one of them. So keep that in mind for everybody out there who is doing that. But yeah, so enough about excuses. Today, again, is Sunday. When I woke up this morning, it was -4 before wind chill and about -14 or so with wind chill. Right now it's -1. Still about -10 with the wind chill going on, and it is cold. Definitely not the coldest we get in our area. In fact, tomorrow and the next day is supposed to be even colder still. But yeah, it's definitely still cold. You want to get your car preheated before getting in, all that good stuff. I am currently on my way to Wal-Mart to get some groceries. So yay. How fun is that? I think we might have chili tonight. Chili or sloppy joes. See whatever I feel like making. But yeah. Speaking of preheating your cars, like I mentioned sometime earlier, a couple of days ago or so, I have a Tesla. It is currently in a repair shop about 2 hours south of me, and the part that they are waiting on is due to arrive on the 17th, which is just 3 days away. So on Wednesday, hopefully my car will be ready to be picked up by Friday. I can finally have my car back. It has been in the repair shop since December 6th. And again, I can put up a little picture of the damage to my car that made it go into the repair shop. Just what appeared to be one small, about the size of a golf ball, dent slash abrasion from some debris that another car threw up and tossed into the air that hit my front passenger side bumper. But yeah, what started off with an estimate of around $1,000 has turned into around $9,000, and what I expected to be a quick, week or two, because you got to take it into the paint shop as well once you do a repair like that to make sure all the paint matches, because of the sun causing fading in parts of your car and all that, so they got to blend everything together. So what I expected to be a week or two has been over a month. This is going on week 6, so we'll be starting week 7 here soon, and that's a long time. Now, to be fair, some of that is because of the insurance company. I go through Progressive. They correctly told me that I could take my car to any repair shop, any body shop, because it's a Tesla. I needed to take it to a Tesla authorized repair shop. None of those are near me. This was the closest shop, which is why I took it to them. and again, about 2 hours away, just a hair over. They were the closest one to me, which sucks for people who have Teslas. I've had body work done before where, I could take it 10 minutes down the road, or I could take it a half an hour down the road, and there are plenty of shops to do it. But a Tesla authorized dealership in 2024 or 2023, when I officially took it, there aren't very many in my area. So that is a major pain in the butt. Luckily, it's not something you got to do all the time. Most people, if they have to do it at all, will only have to do it once or twice. Hopefully never have to do that unless it's something that you're wanting to have done, and not because you got in some sort of accident. But for me, like I said, it was just a cosmetic issue, was not affecting any performance of any parts that I could see. No warnings or anything like that, no errors. I did not notice any substantial decrease in economy driving. It's not called fuel economy, I guess, because it doesn't use fuel. So maybe efficiency is the better term for it. But I had just got my car in April of 2023. And so this happened towards the middle of October. So you're talking about 6 months there. And it's one of those that was kind of an eyesore to me. And I didn't want it to be an eyesore, so I jumped on the opportunity to get it fixed. Now, looking back, if I had to go through the same process again, screw it, I would have just driven around with that dent, because this was a pain in the butt. Like I said, my insurance company is Progressive. I took my car to a repair shop. I'm not going to give out their name, even though very few people will watch this. I don't want to throw the repair shop under the bus. The repair shop has done everything that they should do. I do not fault the repair shop at all. I fault Progressive, and in particular, I fault the person who was set in charge of approving the repairs and making the quotes on the estimates on how much the repairs should cost. Like I said, the first estimate came out at about $1,000. That was based on pictures and video of the car that they have you submit. I do not fault that at all. In fact, they were even upfront with me, and they said that with Teslas, lots of times that cost goes up from that initial estimate, because Teslas tend to be more expensive to repair. Do not fault that at all. The initial person I had as my claims adjuster, she ended up getting moved to another position, so I got a new person there. And then when my car went to the shop, another person took over looking at the actual estimates and getting with the dealership or the repair shop to work together to see what those estimates are. At that time, the repair shop told them, hey, this piece we won't be able to repair, we'll need to replace it. The Progressive person did not like that answer, did not like the quote, the estimate. They claimed that they do this sort of repairs, they see this sort of repairs all the time in this area, and they are normally right on with the price of the repairs, and the repair shop is out of line with what their cost estimates are and what their repair will be. But the repair shop stuck by it and said, look, we will attempt to repair the piece. It would have required like bending and all that stuff. It's aluminum. From my understanding, I am not an expert by any means. We got to unbend it, then we got to sand it, paint it, all that crap. We'll attempt it, but we're telling you, we do this all the time. This needs to be replaced. But Progressive will not allow it. And because they're not allowing it, that means the repair shop can't order the piece either until Progressive allows it. So Progressive made the repair shop attempt to repair. They attempted the repair, and then, like they said at the beginning, it didn't work. Sorry, I was dehydrated. The repair didn't work, so then they had to wait on Progressive to come back out again so they can show them what they attempted and redo the estimate and all that. And all this time, days are ticking away. Now, with my insurance, I have 30 days of rental, which of course have come and gone. And so now I am technically without a car, but luckily at my house we have multiple cars, so that's not a problem. But they finally agreed on, yes, we can authorize the repair, but they still didn't agree on the estimate cost. And so Progressive tried to say that they were only going to cover what their estimate was for, and I would be responsible for anything above and beyond that, as well as my $250 deductible. So of course that did not make me happy. I called them up, I called the repair shop up, and I explained to them, look, at this stage I just want my car back. I don't want to pay anything above my $250 deductible, which is what I was told I'd only have to pay when this all started. I'm only authorizing work to be done that's covered by the insurance with my deductible. So I explained that all to them, and finally, I don't know what caused the final decision, but the repair shop said, yep, you will only be responsible for the $250 deductible. The rest of the cost is going to be covered by insurance, and so they agreed to that. So that's good. I'm happy about that. And like I said, the repair shop, they did fantastic. I am happy with them. I haven't seen the work yet, so I don't know how well the actual work looks, but I will definitely catch you up on that when I actually do get my car back. But in the meantime, because of the delays and because the body shop had to close for the holidays, which I am fully in support of, you need to spend time with your family over the holidays, not working on random people's cars. That is not the highest of priorities. Family should come first, so I don't fault them for that either. But my 30-day rental ran out. Progressive would not extend that, despite it being their fault. So I have no car to get me back down to pick up my car, again, about 2 hours away. So now I have to have a family member go down with me to pick up the car, which means instead of just one person wasting 5 hours of their day, 2 hours each way, plus turnaround time and charging time, because it's 2 hours and it's in the cold, and it's a Tesla, it's a Model 3, so it only gets about 270-ish miles on a full charge in good weather. So in the cold, it's going to get roughly 150 to maybe 175, if depending on how I drive and how the roads are and all that good stuff. So I'll have to stop and charge. That'll add about half an hour because of the cold. Even if I preheat my car for charging, preheat the battery, precondition the battery for charging is what they call it. So that'll add about a half an hour. And then because they're going down there with me, we'll probably stop and get something to eat as well, just to make the best use of our time when we're going to a big city. But yeah, it kind of sucks that I have to use up somebody else's 5 hours on top of mine. I'm okay with wasting 5 hours of my time because it's my car. This is 5 hours of somebody else's time as well. And all because the insurance company couldn't get along with the repair shop, and it's their responsibility to cover the repairs. It says that there, you have the right to choose where you have the repairs done, what parts they repair it with, and all that stuff. They should not be able to act that way, and it just ticks me off. I'm only staying with Progressive because I get excellent rates from them, and this is the first time I've really had any issues. And honestly, I think it's just the one person who was doing the estimates on site. I think that person is just the problem in this whole equation. Everybody else I've worked with has been super understanding. And again, I can't stress enough, the body shop I have had zero issues with. They have been keeping me in the loop, all the steps, with every step that they take. You know, they've been helping me. They deal with insurance companies all the time, so they've been trying to help me get through this as well. They're the ones who recommended trying to get an extension on your rental and all that good stuff. But yeah, so hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have my car back. Then I can show it to you guys a little bit, show you inside, and then, yeah, with that, it'll be Monday, and as you can tell, I'm no longer driving, which is why my hands are off the steering wheel and all that. I have arrived to Walmart, so I'm going to go ahead and put this video on pause, and I will resume when I get done. And for those of you keeping track, the temperature has dropped a little bit. The car is now saying -6, and it was saying -4 when I left, when the real temperature outside was -1. So I'm going to guess the actual temperature, well, who knows? It might just be because of driving. My watch, Apple Watch, saying 1 degree right now, so that's good. It is windy out, so maybe that has to do it. But yeah, so I will check back in with you as soon as I get done shopping. Thank you. See you in a little bit. All right, and I am back through the magic of editing. Of course, time will have not passed at all, but that was probably one of the fastest trips I've done going into Walmart. And of course, because I was by myself. When you go with other people, it takes a long time. This was under 20 minutes. I'm going to call it a Wal-Mart speed run. And I will put a list of everything I got in that time. It wasn't like I went in for one item here or there. I got over 20 items as well. Some from the frozen, some from the meat area, some from the chips, all over. But all groceries. And I ran into my very first fan. And now, truth be told, he's an awesome guy that I have known for years. He is phenomenal. But he has been watching my YouTube channel and brought it up to me. And that is incredible. So, Colin, when you see this, thank you so much. You totally made my day. People like you who are what makes this worth doing. Now I can finally put at least one face to some of my viewers. That's incredible. I never would have imagined ever getting to a point where people would recognize me from a YouTube channel, or even know that I'm doing a YouTube channel, and I would run into them. Now, yes, we are from a small town, but I did not reach out to anybody to let them know that I was starting this up. So this is something that he has noticed on his own, and it's just mind-blowing. Like, I cannot believe it. So again, Colin, thank you very much. You have completely made my day, my week, the entire month of January, and the month is only a third of the way done. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work, Colin. But yeah, so that was incredible. Completely threw me off track for what I was going to talk about. When I go to Walmart, because I know that I need to lose weight, one of the things that I've been doing for a while now is forcing myself to walk more. And to do that, I park in the same aisle every time, as far out as I can go, and still be parked next to a cart corral or close to a cart corral. Because number one, I am a huge proponent of always put your cart back where it goes. People who just leave their carts out willy-nilly in the parking lot, they need to be taken out back and beat with a wet noodle. Always put your cart back, either in the cart corral or take it back inside the store. There is no excuse for not doing that. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, 900 degrees outside. If you can take the cart to your car, you can take the cart back to where it needs to go. But that's just me. The other thing that it does is it forces me to walk quite a ways into the store, and this makes me do it twice, into the store and then back out to the car. And I do this even if it's raining, even if it's pouring down snow, doesn't matter. It's kind of my one thing that I do. But since we are on this fitness talk that I of course started, another thing that I'm doing is, now that I'm hoping to get my car back this week, or this coming week on Friday-ish, Monday, a week from tomorrow, I will be starting my fitness and diet journey on a full scale. I will play with it here or there leading up to there, but I want to start everything at one time. And yes, this is an excuse for not doing it earlier. I apologize. I'm always full of excuses for my weight, but for me, what seems to work best for me in anything that I'm doing is, if I'm going to do something, I want to do all of it at the same time. I don't want to do a part of it here, a part of it there, a part of it here, a part of it there, and like start in stages. For some people, that works out great. For me, what I end up finding is I will tire of something before I get on to that next stage, and then I'm not motivated because I haven't seen enough progress to do that next stage. So then I just give up. When I do everything together, I see more progress quicker, and that gives me the motivation to continue on down the line. I know that's different than how lots of you are, but that's just how it is for me. Another thing with that is, I am a huge proponent of intermittent fasting. It's something that I've been doing for years. Now, obviously, I don't do it that often. I don't do it consistently, or I wouldn't be the weight that I am. But believe it or not, I was heavier not too long ago. But intermittent fasting, and with intermittent fasting, I do OMAD, or 1 meal a day, and sometimes I do alternate day fasting. I have done long-term fasting. The longest I've done is about 2 weeks. Then I wasn't getting my electrolytes like I should have. I don't like the taste of like salt water and stuff like that. So I took myself off of the fasting just because I didn't want to risk it. And I started getting some bad indigestion. So now I have electrolytes and everything that I do have the ability to take on a more regular basis if I choose to go that route. I am not saying or committing to doing any sort of long-term fast. And by long-term, I'm saying more than 48 hours. 72 hours is about the cutoff for me for short-term fasting and long-term fasting, 3 days. I have done 48-hour fast, 24-hour fast multiple times, like more times than I can count. I've done a handful of 100-hour fasts, a handful of week-long fasts. 100-hour fasts are about 5 days. Week-long fast, obviously a little bit more. I've done a handful of each of those, and I do great. The hardest part is the first 24 hours. And if anybody has questions about those, leave me a comment. I can help you out with that. I am by no means an expert in this stuff, but I have done enough, and I am big enough that I am comfortable doing them on my own. And I can give you advice for what works for me. But I might, keyword there is might, do some sort of short-term or alternate day fasting leading up to a week from tomorrow to get started and kind of start the weight loss, there is a website called fatcount.com where you can type in all of your weight, body stuff in the calculator and your goal weight, and it will tell you how long it will take to get down to your goal weight at certain caloric intakes per day. So currently my goal weight is 250 pounds by the time of my cruise, which is September 16th. Technically my goal date is the 13th, which is the day we leave for our trip. And I want to be 250 pounds by the time I go on the airplane. Again, like you saw earlier on, I have had problems fitting in the airplane seats. Getting that food tray to come down around you is a tight squeeze. The first few times, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get my seatbelt on, to the point where I actually bought a seatbelt extension for on the airplane that I carry with me in my carry-on, just in case I get stuck in a seat that does have a smaller seatbelt. I don't want to have to do that on this flight or any flight in the future. So my goal is to get down to 250 pounds. That is a lofty goal. That's about 80 pounds between now and September. September is still about 9 months away, almost exactly 9 months away from today. So that's about 10 pounds a month to lose, which is not impossible. That's roughly 2.5 pounds a week if I average everything out and err on the side of more rather than less weight loss. So that way I exceed my goal instead of just reaching my goal. But I'd be happy reaching my goal as well. In order to do that, the website says I need to average an intake of about 1,400 calories a day or less. Now, the guidelines for typical weight loss says for a male not to go below 1,500 calories a day. For females, not to go below 1,200 calories per day. But at my weight, I am going to see a larger weight loss in the beginning, and it'll be easier for me because it'll just come right off. And then at the very beginning, I'll see a larger weight loss as well because of water weight coming off, which isn't actual weight loss. It's just it makes you feel better because you see those numbers drop quickly. But if I combine a 1,500 calorie diet with alternate day fasting, then I should be able to lose weight quicker than what I would if I did not do alternate day fasting. So I'm going to try that out. Again, no promises on how long that'll go. The biggest thing is staying safe, not overdoing it, and watching your intake. Remember, the body is built in the kitchen, not in the gym. I could do all the exercise in the world, be in the gym constantly, but if I continue to eat like I have been eating for the past how many years, I'm not going to lose any weight. So I have to get the diet part down. And for me, the fasting is the easiest way to do that. And then when I'm not fasting, I plan on doing one meal a day, which I've been doing for years anyways, because it's harder to eat more calories in a single meal than it is to eat more calories in multiple meals. I can easily put away 1,000, 1,500 calories in a lunch and a dinner, and then I'm at like 3,000 calories for the day. But I find it hard to eat 3,000 calories in one single meal. So if I limit myself to one single meal, that will help. Combine that with the fasting and the big thing, stopping pop. I want to give up pop. I don't know if I'm going to give it up completely or just go to a zero type pop like Mountain Dew Zero or Diet Mountain Dew, whatever you want to call it. The 0 calorie sodas, soda pop, not called Coke. We're not in Florida. But I'm not sure on that. I don't want to commit to any of that yet. But this is where you guys come to play. Again, hold me accountable. I will be doing my weight check-in tomorrow, like I do every Monday, like I've promised. And again, I have not been watching what I've been eating. I haven't been going to the gym or anything like that. I have not actually started anything yet. Really, again, I know this is an excuse, and I'm sorry for rambling, but I haven't had my own car, and I don't feel right borrowing somebody else's car, using their gas just to go do stuff that I don't need to do. If they need me to go do something for them, or we need to do something as a group, not a problem. But borrowing somebody else's stuff for something that's just for me, I'm not that comfortable with at this point. And I know they would not have an issue with it. They would probably be excited to help me on my journey, but I'm just not at that stage. So I hope to have my car back by next Monday, which means I'll be able to go using my own ride to get there. And again, it's only about a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive to the gym, 15 minutes there and back. So it's not like it's too far away. And my goal is, once I start that, to consistently reach the 10,000 steps a day. That will help as well. That'll also get me to be a little bit more mobile, get me out of the house more. I'll be able to talk to you guys and give you guys updates on that as well. The food side of things and the diet stuff seems to be the more popular topic on this channel so far. Again, it's been pretty random stuff here and there. That will hopefully settle down in the future once I kind of find my own little niche. Again, I want to be talking about cruising stuff, traveling stuff in general, with emphasis on cruising in Disney parks. But the weight loss journey is a big part of me, and I want to be a part of the channel. So we'll see how the channel progresses. If the weight loss stuff ends up being something you guys aren't interested in, I'll probably still do it anyways, just move it off to a different section or a different channel, because I use you guys for accountability and it helps me. Even if only 2 people watch it, I still see that there are people who are checking in on me, and that's motivation to lose some weight. And yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. I'm gonna put up, like I said, the receipt. If I haven't already, I might have already edited it into the video earlier. Again, I'm still learning how to do the editing side of things here. I use CapCut, and I do it all on my phone right now. I am watching YouTube tutorials on how to use different editing apps on my MacBook, but I'm not at a spot yet where I know how to use that comfortably, and that takes a lot longer to do right now. And so I'm doing a single secretive project on that to help me learn how to do the editing on there. And once I finish that project, which will probably be a few months away, I hope to be at a spot where I am more comfortable in editing and get the flow down, so I can transfer my editing from CapCut on my phone, where everything's done on the phone, to a more professional editing setup inside the MacBook. But I need to work on getting that flow down and figuring out how to do all the different aspects of that. So that project, while it's a teaching myself project, it's also the start of something I want this channel to do and be. So I'm super excited about that. Don't want to spoil it though, so I won't go into any more details. But again, that one is probably at a minimum a month away. More realistically, it'll probably be sometime March or April until that project is completed. But we'll see how things progress. It'll go quicker the more I know what I'm doing, the more comfortable I get with stuff. And yeah, the first time is always the hardest. You just got to practice, and it'll constantly get better. Thanks for watching. Colin, thank you especially. It was great seeing you, bud. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow.